81,000 profit, 44% win rate in 913 trades over a year time span, fully automated. This is the exact Pine script code that generated these results. Let's break it down. Here's a code I built for the 50 EMA engulfing candle using the Wada Alta explosion as a filter. So here's my trend filter. This is where you actually see the 50 EMA length here. As you can see, this was giving these results at the moment. If I were to change that, we can do 100. 100 is a pretty good one as well. Let's see what the 100 would give. As you can see, the P&L does drop, but it still performs decently well with the max drawdown of 20,000. Profit factor does go down a little bit, but this is why I like to use the 50 instead. I added this section right here, the price versus EMA. What this section does, here's a little breakdown of it. But pretty much what it does is how we want the engulfing candle to be considered with the trending itself. Here I want the body to be either completely above the EMA, close to the EMA, or the entire body, including the wick, is above the EMA itself. For this specific result, I'm using the entire candle beyond the EMA. But let me show you the difference between how they actually perform. As you can see, this is currently the entire candle. So if we were to switch to both body beyond the EMA, these are the results for both bodies beyond the EMA. Here are the results for close beyond the EMA. So here's the actual signal section, and this is where the engulfing is defined and how I want it to run. I have two specific options here. One, the body engulfs the other body. So it's just body to body, no wicks included. Then the second one is the full range engulf. This means it is the entire body, including the wicks themselves that are engulfed, to give the signal itself. Let me show you the difference between the two. Currently is the full range. Here are the results at the bottom. So if I were to click body only, with the body only, it does have a higher P&L, but the drawdown does go up and the win rate does drop a little bit, drops about 1 or 2 percentages. I still think the full range does perform the best. The other part is the trend direction. I put both, but if you only want to take longs or shorts, you can. But for this testing, I only do both at the same time. So as you can see, it will show short trades and it'll show long trades. If you just do one, it will only do the one. As you can see, here's a long only, it only shows the longs. Let me show you the shorts. Here it only shows the short trades. If you want both, you can, depending on how the market is trending. You may want to do the shorts only or the long only, but that's depending on how the market is at the moment. For my testing, or how I coded this by default, it will be both direction. So this is a very important section of it, where it's actually the Wada Alta explosion filter, which is this piece down here. It's coded already in the strategy itself, but I did create a separate indicator here so you can see it visually. So what this is doing, whenever you get the actual trading signal, which in this scenario for the short, the price needs to of course engulf, but the actual explosion indicator, as you can see down here, has to be above the explosion line and above the actual moving average, which is the orange line itself. So once those conditions are met, you'll take the trade. There are some scenarios where it actually helps avoid certain trades. Let me see if I can find one. So this is actually a good example of what is filtering out. So this is actually a good trade. If you were to remove, you can actually remove the requirements for the explosion indicator. But this one here technically would have been a perfect entry. It engulfed the green candle here. But down here, you never see a red candle that broke above the explosion line and the moving average. This is what the filter is doing ultimately. See, it's not even, it shows that there's no momentum, but the price would go down. That's the simplicity of this filter. But you can remove it if you want. So if we were to remove it here, as you can see the actual, once I remove it, you'll see the actual result change. Once it is removed, as you can see now it's removed, now you're starting to see all those other trades. The trades that weren't there before are now showing up. Like this one didn't show up originally, but now it's there. So here are a few examples of what this filter actually clears up. This here would have been, technically it is a correct trade, but this just filtered it out here. As you can see, like it's not above. This would have been a losing trade 100%. Up here is another one that it avoided. You see, this would have been a perfect trade, but it would have taken you out with this candle. Here's another one here. So there's a few, there's one here, there's another one over here. So that's what this filter is doing. It's clearing those out. So that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades that this filter alone prevented, which is why it gives you a much higher win rate. But if we now remove it, now you can see these populate. The P&L does go up by quite a bit. It went from like about 83,000 to 120. The drawdown does go up a little bit. Win rate does go down by like 1%. But as you can see, it went from 900 something trades to almost 18. So it would have doubled the amount of trades it takes. Commission alone could have potentially killed you from how many trades. I personally like using this filter itself. Even though the win rate only goes up by a little bit, the difference isn't too massive. But just with the lower amount of trades, it also helps with commission if you have commission on yours. And the P&L is not that big of a difference. I mean, it is a big difference, but it's not like insane. And the drawdown is less. So it's a lot of wins just with having that filter on. The other parts of it, the bar must be rising. So whenever you have a bullish entry, you want the bar to be green. If you want a short entry or bearish entry, you want the bar to be red. That's what this controls here. If this is off, it will take any direction as long as the bar is above both the explosion line and the moving average. These two down here are actually just another way you can completely control how you want that filter to work. Here, like I said, you can make it where it completely ignores the dead zone, or you can have where it completely ignores the explosion line. Here are the actual settings of the explosion indicator itself. You can change as much as you want. I did change some of it just for this strategy alone, but you can play around as much as you want. This is the section, the risk and the position size. This is the one I have on all my codes just for you to be able to control how much you want to risk per trade, how much you want to lose, and you can add buffers as well, what you want the TP to be. So all of these are on all the codes I have. This visual section down here is just for the visual take profit and stop loss with the actual amounts that you see. You can remove that if you want. If you just like, this is to remove everything visually. So you remove the EMA, the stop loss and take profit zones. You can do that. You can remove the labels and you can remove the engulfing signals together. As you can see, it's a little arrow at the bottom. So you can remove any of those things if you want. That is a strategy. That is the code. If you're interested in the code itself, in the description below, like and subscribe if you like the video. See you guys on Friday's video.